Nearly 3 decades after the Menendez brothers were convicted of killing their parents, Jose and Kitty, for the first time in years, Erik and Lyle will be back in front of a judge, joining virtually in court today as they make their case for resentencing and release.
No one believes us.
Interest in the brothers' story skyrocketing after the release of multiple series and documentaries about the 1989 murders. Erik and Lyle's attorneys now arguing new evidence proves their claims they acted in self-defense after years of sexual abuse by their father, something they testified about during their first trial in 1993.
Did you cry?
Yes.
Were you scared?
Very.
But to this day, the original prosecutor telling Dateline their alleged abuse doesn't justify murder.
The law doesn't allow them to kill their father, even if he was a child abuser. And it certainly doesn't allow them to kill their mother.
The outgoing DA says Erik and Lyle are rehabilitated men, citing their volunteer work in prison and their personal lives as husbands. Although last week, Lyle's wife of 20 years announced they have been separated and shut down rumors of an affair on Facebook, writing, "This is not a cheating scandal," and that she is forever committed to the enduring fight for their freedom. While Erik's stepdaughter posting that the brothers are two separate individuals and that she'd appreciate it if people would consider my dad for who he is and not based on the actions of someone else.
How much do you think these stories about who they are behind bars, their personal lives?
The one way that it could matter for the court is when it comes down to Erik and Lyle's credibility.
Is it possible that one of the brothers could get a resentence, not the other?
It is possible.
An attorney for the Menendez brothers has acknowledged that possibility. Today's procedural hearing will set the stage for the brothers' key hearing next month, scheduled 9 days after Los Angeles' incoming district attorney takes office and begins reviewing whether to recommend resentencing.
You need to do that extensive review of the facts and the law. Menendezes get no special treatment. They will get equal treatment.
Now, California Governor Newsom has recently said he's going to hold off on making his clemency decision until after that new DA makes his recommendation. As for today, any true crime fans hoping to be inside, get a glimpse at the brothers as they appear virtually, they may have a tough time, guys. There's no cameras allowed in court as of now, and there are only 16 seats open to the public, which they are giving out via lottery. Guys.
All right, Liz Kreutz for us there in L.A. Liz, thanks.
Let's get more insight on what we expect today. NBC's senior legal correspondent Laura Jarrett is here. Laura, so what do you expect you could actually learn from today's hearing as a status hearing?
Today, you're going to sort of get the first preview at how this new judge is treating the case and treating the evidence. He knows, just like all of us do, that there is a new district attorney in town, and he's not getting sworn in until December 2nd. And yet this hearing on resentencing is happening on the 11th. So if I'm the judge, I say, wait a minute, guys. We know that there's a new administration coming. What is the district attorney's position about whether that should move forward or not? Now, there are plenty of career prosecutors in this case who don't have anything to do with the new administration, but still, that judge could decide to push off the hearing and give them a chance to weigh in. And we know he wants to do the district attorney wants to do his own assessment of the evidence, as we just heard.
So 3 different tracks potentially toward freedom for the brothers here. Is there one particular track that seems to be shaping up best, or?
Well, there's one that's simpler, which would be this resentencing. If the district attorney goes forward with it, it's probably their fastest path. But remember, there's always the way that's much longer and more complicated, which is called a habeas petition. You have to have new evidence, which they say they have, and then it would be up to the judge to decide. But given what would happen there is they don't get just to get it walk free. They would actually get a new trial. So that's why I say it's the longer position. And then, of course, the governor could also grant them clemency, but he wants to wait and see what happens.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.